Hey gang, this is Andy over at the Facebook Live TV show. Last week, or it may have been earlier this week, I've lost track, but it's been a few days ago, I did a training on repurposing your Facebook Lives, downloading them to your computer, and then uploading them to Kajabi if you're going to plan on using them as part of an online training program that you've created using Kajabi. And an interesting thing just recently happened. I'm not sure exactly how to explain how or why it happened, but suddenly the videos, at least as far as I can tell, have become uneditable and unusable when you try to put them directly into Kajabi or Wistia for some reason. How I found this out, because up until now I've been able to edit the videos, take out anything that I didn't want to be passed on into my Kajabi platform, or add an intro and an outro and the things we talked about in the earlier video. But when I went to go do it just yesterday, it may have been the day before yesterday, I began to have errors when I tried to share the video. So the first thing I did was I went into Final Cut Pro, put the Facebook Live video that I downloaded directly from Facebook into Final Cut Pro. I was able to edit it, put the intros and outros, and I took out, I think, about 2 seconds of the end or something like that. And then when I went to share to my computer so that I could upload it into my Dropbox, I think I first tried to share it to Dropbox, and then when that didn't work, then I tried to share it to my hard drive. Both ways, I got an error saying that the share failed. Somewhere along those lines. I'm pretty sure that was the exact word, share failed. For this particular project. So I thought, well, maybe it's my computer, or maybe, it's I just need to reboot. So of course, like all of you, you close down your programs, you shut down the computer, you wait, whatever it is, 2 minutes for 4 minutes or so, and then you restart your computer, try again, and again, I got the fail. Final Cut Pro is a fairly hardy program that I've done stacks and stacks of transitions and all types of things in. Hey, Dulce, glad to see you. And it was always successful. I rarely had any problems. It can be one of those complicated programs if you try to go too deep into it, and it has so much you can do that you probably don't even know how to do. I know that's my case. There's so many tools in it that I probably don't even utilize. I probably use a fraction of what you can use with Final Cut Pro. And so I decided to call Apple and get a hold of a professional Apple Final Cut Pro instructor, and said, man, I'm having some trouble with this particular thing, knowing that I could have tried iMovie to see if it would work in there, but I wanted to find out why this was happening with Final Cut Pro. Well, I'm glad to say that it wasn't just me, because everything that we tried, and we did screen sharing, or not screen sharing, where he was able to come onto my computer and try it. Everything that he tried failed. We tried to re-encode the video. We tried to do a whole bunch of things, click on things that I didn't even know were possible to click on in Final Cut Pro to make the video different, the file different, so that Final Cut Pro could work with it and then share it, and then nothing. So then I decided, after that phone call, we were on the call for about an hour and a half trying different stuff. And so he said, well, maybe it's just this computer. So I went to my brand new Apple laptop. As a matter of fact, Renee's on right now, Banuelos, and I think it was either Andrew or him got a brand new Apple laptop, which encouraged me to go get my brand new Apple MacBook Pro, which I did. So I thought, well, let me just try a brand new computer and see if it maybe will work on there. Same problem. Could not share the edited video of that Facebook Live video. So then I tried iMovie on both computers, failed on all those too. Then I tried to upload it directly into Kajabi from the Dropbox, that is, and then it failed in Wistia from the Dropbox. So there's something about the Facebook video, apparently, the encoding that's in that particular video, and I don't know all the technical words for all that kind of stuff, but encoding is one of those words that I've heard, and I'm probably using it wrong, but somehow in that file, there is something that is causing it difficulty to share. Well, today, after trying a couple other processes and trying things, I thought, well, let's try Camtasia and see what happens when I put it into Camtasia. And success, I was able to edit the video. I'm going to share. I'm sorry about my red eye here, but I got that from my whatever illness I have. I was going to share my screen, but now the share screen button is gone. Wow. Once you go live on Facebook, I guess I had to share my screen before I went live. That is interesting. because it is nowhere to be found now on my screen. Oh, darn. Well, so much for that. I was going to share my screen and kind of show you something pretty cool about Camtasia that I discovered in the process, but it is not letting me. That button for sharing my screen is gone now. So apparently I'm learning something new, because I rarely go live directly from Facebook. I'm almost always using Mimo Live or Be Live, or I used to be using Blue Jeans, but I don't use Blue Jeans any longer, and some other things, and it's always there. But this is the first time I've gone live on Facebook in a very, very long time. So apparently I should have used my screen share and had that already ready to go before I started, because it is nowhere. I can't even refresh. I'm afraid to refresh the screen because everything will go away. But in any case, what I was going to show you is that in Camtasia, it actually worked. I was able to do all the same edits. I put an intro and outro. I took out some of the parts of the Facebook Live that I didn't think were going to carry over into a long period of time, because it was dated by some of the things I was talking about. It was talking about some of the comments that were unrelated to the subject matter I was talking to. So I edited all those out. I was able to edit the Facebook Live video, the actual file, in Camtasia, add all those things, and even do a little bit more than I was planning on doing in Final Cut Pro, or even iMovie for that matter, and able to save it to Dropbox. And it was successfully, as I was going to show you, able to upload that to Kajabi in their Wistia program. Not their Wistia program, but in the Wistia, which Kajabi uses as the hosting platform. And everything worked out perfectly. What I found that I didn't mention in the original training for doing this is that what I liked that I was able to do, because this kind of came to my mind as I was in Camtasia, is that, you know what, I can give an introduction to this video, because on some level, if you have people going into your Kajabi that maybe you're not aware that you even do Facebook Lives, maybe they're not even aware of who you are, and suddenly they're watching a video in a training platform, right, where they've gone to learn something from you, but now it starts off like a Facebook Live video, like, hi, I'm on my Facebook Live and I'm talking about Facebook Live, and they're gonna, there's that level that I think that is kind of like, this is interesting. I'm expecting something else, a training video, not somebody on a Facebook Live, right? So what I did is that I recorded a little video explaining what they were about to watch, which I think is going to be easier for the students that come into that training program who don't know me necessarily, because I obviously make the training programs for so this is one thing I was working on with my dog training program. So people are going to find my dog training program from listening to one of my podcasts. I'm going to be a guest in a podcast in Los Angeles next week. And we'll be talking a lot about my dog training program. And they're not going to know who I am and know that I do a lot of Facebook Lives, right? And so let's say they decide to get into one of my training programs. A number of the videos that they're going to watch are going to be some of my repurposed Facebook Live videos. And so by going into Camtasia, which again, you could probably do very easily in those other platforms, but Camtasia that's what it's known for, right? Is that you record your camera while recording your screen and do training. And that's what that platform really is known for. And so I took advantage of that. I introduced the video. Hey, this is Andy. We're going to be doing some training in regard to this dog techniques in this program. What I'm about to show you is a Facebook Live I did in 19. Wow. Just dated myself. In 2017, let's say December of 2017, on the subject. I thought it was important that I share it with you in our training program here, because it really speaks to what it is we're talking about now. And so what you're going to watch is this Facebook Live. So so understand that you're going to, I'm going to be talking and referring to some things that are unique to running a Facebook Live, but I think the value of what it is you're about to watch is big enough that I just repurposed that particular Facebook Live for you, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. And so now it sets it up so that now when they're watching that Facebook Live repurposed video, the references that are going to be made about going to the comments, and even when they pop up on the screen, because I think on many of them I'm using Be Live, the comments are going to be popping up. It's going to make sense, and it's not going to be as hard for them to accept and not be distracted by that. Because I think in some cases, when people are watching something and now there's something that seems odd about what they're watching, it can actually take their mind. Remember, I was talking about the 4 things you need from people to be able to teach them, and one of them is attention, right? They have to be paying attention, and they have to be in the act of trying to remember. So there has to be something that's triggering their memory so that they can remember what it is they're watching. So if you're, in people's thought processes and attention spans are very fragile, as you know, that once they begin to go, well, this is weird. Am I watching a Facebook Live? And you've not set it up properly. At that moment, they're thinking about, wow, this seems like I'm not in the wrong place. Could be the time that they need to be paying attention, and that their memory should be engaged in watching what's going on. And so if you don't set their mind up, you don't set them up for the preparation that, hey, this is a repurposed video where you're going to hear references to other stuff, but pay close attention to the message. The message in this video outweighs the fact that I was doing this for something else at the time, that I think you'll get a lot out of it. And that happens a lot, right? When we've gotten into things like, maybe a Tony Robbins repurposed video or training, or Russell Brunson or Brendan Burchard or something like that, we're often told that, hey, this is from, the event that he spoke at blah, blah, blah in San Jose in 2015. And I hope you enjoy it, because there was a lot of really good content at that particular event. And so when you hear the references to that event, your brain accepts it because you know that that's what it is, right? And so I think by accident, with not being able to edit the Facebook Live video, which I do not know why. As a matter of fact, it stumped the professional over there at the Final Cut Pro, at least the one I was with. He had no idea. Like, he goes, this should be working. I've done everything possible to get this video file to work in Final Cut Pro. And the fact that it didn't work in iMovie, I think, is going to stump him. I've sent him an email since then saying, hey, it didn't work in iMovie either. It's something that perhaps that Facebook is using as their encoding for their Facebook Lives that's causing it to fail and not make sense to whatever the program has to make sense of. But so that we don't do that to our clients or our students who are watching us, we need to set them up. And I think by putting it in Camtasia and then starting that video with an introduction of where this particular video came from, I think is the perfect way to edit those Facebook Live videos for repurposing in something like Kajabi or Gumroad or whatever it is you're using for your platform in regard to a online training program. All right. So I just wanted to give you that update, because after I made that video, I had used to be able to edit all my videos in Facebook or from Facebook in Final Cut Pro and or iMovie. But for some reason right now, it is not working. And I know Final Cut Pro just had an update, and that was just, I think, in the last couple of weeks, as far as I can tell. It may have been longer, but I had just updated my Final Cut Pro, and I'm pretty sure iMovie must have recently had an update. I have no idea if that has anything to do with it. I know that Facebook has also changed a lot, right? As we know, we've seen all of the reports on Facebook and all the Facebook Lives that all of our experts have been running, talking about this big change Facebook has been making. And so we know their algorithms have changed, and a lot of things that they do have changed. And so like anything else, when that happens, a lot of things break until people begin to fix them and put the patches in place so that these things all start to work together again. All right. So that's the update. So I think it's the good news, bad news type of thing. Like, hey, what I told you before may not work for you. The Facebook Live editing in Final Cut Pro or iMovie may not work, like I said, that it should when I made that video. However, the good news is I found a solution that actually adds a benefit by being able to do it in Camtasia. I have not tried ScreenFlow. I use both ScreenFlow and Camtasia. So I'm assuming that if it works in Camtasia, that it'll work in ScreenFlow, but I can't tell you that for sure. But I know for sure in my 2 edits I did on Facebook Live videos in Camtasia, no problem, no hiccups. Everything worked out perfectly. Uploaded it to my Dropbox, then from Dropbox to Kajabi, and no problems whatsoever. Everything works perfectly. All right. I hope that helps. Hey, JT, glad to see you. Thanks for the reports from Las Vegas. Always appreciate your reports. And that press shot of you with the robot pole dancer was really awesome. All right. I know people have to report from these things. I know reporters had to go and report about the robot, the AR, I guess it was, pole dancer, and somebody had to do it. And I know that some of the local television caught that too. Research. Yes, of course. It's research. And thanks for allowing me to go live directly from Facebook. Again, I've only done this probably 3 times, if that. Maybe this might be the second time I've ever gone live just from the Facebook Live platform on my computer. I've done it on my phone, obviously, but not from my computer. The thing is, what you also need to learn from this particular video is that you can share your screen in Facebook just directly from the Facebook Live computer program. However, apparently you have to already have your shared screen set up before you go live on Facebook in order to share your screen. So I just learned that just now. All right, so I hope that was all been helpful. For those of you that want to know how to repurpose your Facebook Lives into other platforms, that is my update for you in regard to editing. And also know that, and don't forget, also I tried to just simply upload the Facebook Live file up to Kajabi and it failed also. So it's not just the fact that editing needed to be done or that I had wanted to do editing with that particular video. It's that the file itself failed when being uploaded to Wistia, which Kajabi uses for their hosting program for their videos. And so it failed there also. All right, so that's it. Just wanted to give you that update, and I will see you at the next one. Sorry about my eye being red. I look like my kids tell me I look horrible, and I forget because I don't see it. I don't see it until I come on live and see my weird look on my face. I got this big blotch on my eye. All right, that's it. Thanks, JT, Renee, Dulce. I saw that Stephen Healy is on. Always proud to have Stephen. He's a legend in live streaming. So just glad that he even gave me a thumbs up. If that's what that way, I think he gave me a thumbs up. One of the two. But there you go. All right, that's it. I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye.